Hey, today I want to talk about a concept that really changed the way, I don't know if it changed the way that I showed up. I think I was already showing up as who I am and this kind of a person, but it's a concept I learned from John Maxwell that really helped me to elevate my team, right, and create a culture of success and create a culture of people who I just really like being around. So let me tell you the story. I was at a network marketing event, gosh, in my early 20s. This was before I was married. I was at a network marketing company, and I went to like the big company shindig, and they had John Maxwell as a speaker. So if you don't know who John Maxwell is, he's pretty awesome. He's written tons of books. The one that has really stuck in my mind the most is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And that's what he was talking to us about, right? He was talking to network marketing people. Network marketing is all about building a team. And at the time, I was new in this network marketing business. I wound up not doing anything in that company. Well, that's not true. I think I did win a bonus like early on, but I didn't build that business. But at the time, I was coaching cross country and track. I was coaching high school girls cross country and track. And this is the statement that John Maxwell said that really helped like crystallize something that I already knew and believed. So if you guys watched what I said about Dr. Phil and his the one sentence that helped crystallize how I felt about tardiness, this is the same moment, right? It was one sentence that really helped crystallize how I felt about who I am and how I want to show up and who I want to be around. And he said, there are two types of people in the world. The lifters, right? Those who lift people up with their being, with their presence, with their energy, with who they are. And the leaners, right? Those who kind of drag people down. Can you get the feeling of, I think about when like your child is like pulling on your arm and leaning on you, right? Not to say that children are suckers of life, but sometimes they can be. So there's two kinds of people, right? The lifters and the leaners. And he said that you can tell who they are by how you feel when you look at your caller ID. And this was like even before smartphones, right? So it was like when people had that thing called caller ID. So anyways, that helped me so much understand, right? Because there were already those people in my life. Thank God for being able to see who's calling, right? Because there's those people in your life who you know, oh God, I don't want to talk to them right now. Let them leave a voicemail so I can find out what they want to talk about. So I can energetically prepare myself to be in this person's presence because they deplete me, right? They come into whatever situation they're in and they are depleters, okay? That is a leaner. A lifter is the opposite, right? A lifter is someone who they come into the room and they bring the energy. They bring life. They bring light. So I just knew, right, that we all have a choice. We have a choice in every situation that we come into. Do you want to be a lifter or do you want to be a leaner? And so I really made it a value on my team because I recognize I'm a lifter, people. Like that's who I am. I bring the light, the energy, the perspective. I come into any situation. It's my intention, right? Of course, we all have moments in our life where we're not bringing our A game, right? Where maybe we can be a bit of a downer. But in terms of how I show up most of the time, I really made it my intention. Hearing that, I knew I want to be a lifter, right? That's how I want to show up in practice. This is when I was coaching my high school athletes, right? I want to be an encourager. I know, I didn't know this at the time, but I fully know it now that I was put on this planet to encourage, uplift, and inspire. So by the way, if you've never watched one of my videos before, hi, I'm Carrie Roldan, and I help heart-centered entrepreneurs to let their higher selves run their business. And when they do this, truly miraculous things happen, not only in their businesses, but in their lives. And if you want to learn more about that, you can go to carrieroldan.com. I actually have an amazing free meditation for you at carrieroldan.com/future self. But yeah, so that's what I recognize. It's like, I want to be a leader. I want to be a lifter. And that's who great leaders are. Great leaders are lifters. Great leaders are not necessarily great managers. Great leaders are not necessarily you know, people who have all the answers. What great leaders do is they lift others. And I recognized with my high school cross country team that if I could help these girls to be encouragers, to be lifters, to bring the best of themselves and to learn to bring out the best in others, right? To learn to compliment instead of criticize, to learn to just accept what is and then look for what's good about it, that we could do amazing things together. And that's actually what happened when we focused on, as a team, becoming lifters, recognizing that the only way that any of us were going to get where we wanted to go, well, I'm saying actually any of them were going to get where they wanted to go, was to lift each other up on the way, right? They understood, okay, if I'm going to get myself to the state meet, right, I need you all to help me. And in order to do that, I need to learn how to bring out the best in you. And yeah, so that is how that concept really sunk in with me. It was recognizing that we all have a choice. You can choose in any moment to be a lifter, someone who lifts people up, someone who encourages, inspires, uplifts, right? Looks for the best in others, looks for the best in any situation. Or you can be a leaner. You can be a complainer. You can be someone who, a naysayer. Oh God, the naysayers, right? You can be that person who I have someone in mind. Every time they call, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, why did I ask how it's going? Because they're gonna go on for like 10 minutes about, and they never say like, oh good. They go, well, and they like lay into this whole long scenario. Don't be that person, right? People don't want to do business with that person. It doesn't matter how right you are or how real you think it is. People don't want to be around that person. People do not want to be around, like, at least in my world, no one wants to be around the naysayer. And I'll tell you this, when I created a culture on my team where we were lifters, right, where we were encouragers, where we were people who didn't complain, who didn't naysay, who didn't look for the negative, right, who didn't make excuses. That is a whole nother video that I will go into, but excuses are just lies we tell ourselves. When we got to the place where we didn't make excuses, state championship, here we come, right? That is when the team took off. That's when everybody started running faster. So I know I'm talking specifically about athletes, but think about what this could mean inside your business, right? Whether you're a network marketing person, whether you have your own business where you manage a small team or a big team, or whether you're working in corporate and you've got a team of people who's, you're managing. How can you be a lifter? How can you encourage, uplift, and inspire? How can you bring out the best in the people around you? You guys, I've made that my mission. I mean, if you guys have been watching my videos, I posted one recently about when I stopped trying, right? When I stopped trying to build my business and just started showing up as who I am, which is someone who is put on this planet to lift other people to their potential. When I just started showing up as who I am, an encourager, an uplifter, an inspirer, all the other pieces fell into place. So what could happen for you if you chose, say for a week or a month or a year, if you chose not to complain, not to naysay, not to point out the negative, but to focus on what's possible and what's good? What could happen for you? All right, talk to you later.